Okay, so apologies for a couple of things in advance. We're filming on the sofa. I just am not even going to bother setting up space right now. I did at least put a microphone on, so no matter where I'm moving around, you're going to be able to hear me. I'm still wearing pajamas. I'm also coughing quite a bit, so apologies for all of that in advance. Quick backstory to the purpose of this video is that during the pre-order period, I ordered the Samsung Galaxy S8 Ultra in the 512 by 16 gigs of memory. So anyway, there's that. The way that I use my tablet is that I will probably be using it more as a tablet. In fact, the way that I've used all of my tablets historically is that I've used my tablet more as a tablet, in that I'm doing media consumption. I don't really play a whole lot of games, and I think this is going to be a little bit too large and unwieldy to be able to do that with, unless it's controller based. But I do reading. I will look at and review photography. So things to that nature. I also, because of the size of this, will be using it in decks, but there's a little bit of a challenge with that. So anyway, but going to the point of how I'm going to be using it, the philosophy of use, and I think a lot of you are going to be doing it because looking at social media, various different avenues of communication, so many people have been saying, hey, where is a rugged style case? Nobody's making one. Everywhere is dry. We can't find one. Why is it that it's taking so long for people to come out with one? What happened to Spigen, or is people, someone corrected me, Spigen. I'm still going to just pronounce it Spigen. That's just what I do. Anyway, what about Supcase? Like, those are, known players in this particular field. Where are their cases? And it's been, when did this come out? It came out in February. It's now April. So a couple of months now. So there's that. It's just been this long, drawn-out thing. Here we are. We have the Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro case. Thank you to someone actually on Reddit. So just like many of you, I'm sure, when I bought this device, I immediately started looking for cases. In fact, before I bought the device, I started looking for cases. I started looking for screen protectors. And so that's something that I've been doing almost daily since the device was announced, since it was released, since it arrived, since I've been using it. Every day, I've been trying to find a case that allows me to use this comfortably and assuredly like a tablet. And so, for those of you that DeX and or the keyboard cover case is very important to, this is not the case for you, unless you don't mind multi-minute case changes at whatever your frequency of use is for that. So anyway, with that in mind, that is not my use case. I will once in every blue moon, I'll know in advance, like, oh, I'm going on this business trip and I need to have a laptop, but I don't want to take a laptop, so I'm going to take my tablet, whatever the case may be, and I may just bring that along and leave it in this case and then do that one day switch thing that I might have to do. But otherwise, I want my tablets that I can literally just toss it into a bag and not worry about scratching the screen because I've got a screen protector on there, not worry about the chassis because I've got a more rugged case on it. There's the coughing I was talking about. But anyway, I have used the Unicorn Beetle Pro for many different iterations of the iPad that I've owned. And for the Samsung tablets, I've just happened to be using the Spigen cases because that's just, I don't know, that's what was more available at the time that I was doing that. Couple of things about the Unicorn Beetle Pro before we even get into it. So first off, again, thanks to, I mentioned that I was looking at it, looking for one every day. I just happened to be scrolling through Galaxy Tab on Reddit, and I saw someone say, hey, this is available, which is interesting because just before I got to that subreddit, I did my daily check of checking Spigen's website and checking Supcase's website. It was not announced anywhere. Sure enough, I click on the link, and at first I'm thinking, okay, it's some other knockoff of this company or whatever. It's going to be third party. But no, I looked it up. And there it was, sure enough, on Amazon for whatever it was. I think they're $35. But there it was, and I was like, wow, and clicked buy now. By the way, it arrived like 6 days sooner than it said it was going to. So anyway, I've actually got two of them. I have a friend of mine who also has the exact same tablet, different memory and storage specification. They're going to be using theirs for something totally different. But anyway, and this one, the second one, may actually get returned because using the keyboard cover case is very important for them because they are going to be using it more as a laptop than as a tablet. So in fact, when I was talking to her recently, um, she was actually saying that she still hasn't even taken it out of Dex mode. She's been using it exclusively in Dex mode. So the second one, hers may actually get returned. I don't know. I guess it depends on what my use is with this. So for the last 2 months, have I been going caseless? No. I've been using the keyboard cover case, but that doesn't offer any edge protection at all. And I haven't traveled with the device because I don't trust it. Like I'm the kind of person where if my device has a scratch on it, I'm disenchanted. I almost like I don't want to say throw it away or whatever, but like I definitely offload it. I trade it in. Whatever, and I'm on to the next thing. The physical aesthetics are incredibly important to me as far as the device itself. I don't know. It's weird. It's like it's my own disorder or whatever. But anyway, that said, I wasn't using the device very much at all because it's A, painful to hold, B, I don't trust the edges. And what I mean by the painful to hold bit is that this is an incredibly thin tablet, super, super thin tablet. And it's metal, and holding it, you're accidentally pressing on the screen because there's minimal bezel around it, and the metal sharp edges of it are cutting into your hand, and it's not comfortable, and it's not assured, as far as knowing nothing's going to happen to it. It's just not a good experience as a tablet. In fact, I think I've seen a lot of people saying, hey, I'm probably going to return this and go for the Plus or even the baser model, because it's so big, and it's incredibly big. And as a result, it's unwieldy and uncomfortable. So yeah, looking for a case. Samsung released their case that's just the stand case, and it's $70, and it's kind of ridiculous. I couldn't even remotely justify paying $70 for that thing. However, in the pre-order, as any of you that did pre-order, some of you probably haven't even received your tablet and or other accessories yet. But during the pre-order, I did receive mine based on the date that they said that the pre-orders would start arriving. So, yay. And I probably wasn't even one of the first people to confirm my order. I just, luck of the draw, happened to get it. So thanks, Samsung. But with that in mind, my accessories arrived, my tablet arrived, and but the credit that they were giving folks for the Samsung store, they said they were actually out of stock of credit. So that was kind of interesting. And then they said, oh, we're out of stock of credit. We just don't have the accessories that we, fall within that range that we might think that you would get, because they give you credit towards certain accessories. And I guess they were just out of those accessories. So anyway, they told me that, hey, beyond the return period of the tablet, they would go ahead and send me a Samsung store credit, and then I could order something. They sent me $50 Samsung store credit, and I used it towards that case, that stand case of theirs, because it does offer full border protection. It's like a TPU that goes around the device, and the stand, cool, I guess, and but not at $70. But with that $50 credit that I wasn't going to use towards anything else on their store, I've already got the buds, I've got a watch, I've got different stuff, I've got everything within the Samsung ecosystem. There wasn't anything else I wanted. I buy Anker battery packs. I've got tons of cables. So whatever. Anyway, so it was a $20 case. And I knew that as soon as Supcase or Spigen came out with something, I was going to get rid of the case anyway. But here it is. There's the case. You can actually see me in my crazy hair in that reflection. And it does offer full border protection. It's got the cutouts. And then obviously it holds the S Pen, and the stand is there. The stand is really nicely built into the body of the case, and it looks pretty good. But it's not, I don't, if I drop this, God forbid if I drop this thing, I don't know. I don't think this case is going to do it. I don't know that any case will do it. There's so much mass to this thing anyway. It's not a heavy tablet. It's not light by any means, but with a case on there, it's even heavier. And so, yeah, I don't know. I also have the Spigen tempered glass screen protector in there. And despite the fact that I have not a single speck of dust in there, I don't know if you can actually see it, the glass doesn't actually lay perfectly flat on one little spot for me. I don't know if that's actually going to show up. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into the reason of this video. A hybrid case finally exists. We have the Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro. While I'm getting this Samsung case, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the tablet. While I'm getting this case off, I got to get my magnetic USB-C connector out. I use these guys for connecting my cable. I just don't like pulling cables in and out of a device, wearing out the port, wearing out the cables. So I just use magnetic ones. They don't charge as fast. In fact, the data throughput's not as good either, but they do it for me and it works out. But where I was going with this. Right, there is a little bit of a problem with the Supcase, and that is that specifically the Unicorn Beetle Pro. I don't know if it exists with their other cases. I've never used any of their other cases, but is that it has a built-in screen protector, and I do not ever trust built-in screen protectors because they allow dust. The case isn't dust-proof. They allow dust and particulates to get in there. And as a result, you will get some of that under that screen protector. That is not an air gap or airtight screen protector. There is gap in there. There's a layer. And as a result, what will happen is you will actually scratch your device, your screen, by having that style built-in screen protector. That's just been my experience. Your mileage may vary. Your experiences may be different. But anyway... That said, one of the first things that I do to this case is I take that screen protector off. It's just glued in. So we got this off, and I didn't even bother taking the plastic off. Again, I try to keep my stuff in immaculate condition. But anyway, yeah, so I take that off, and I remove the glue, and then from there, there is a USB-C cover, a charge port cover, that is on the device, and I remove that as well. I actually use a precision razor and cut that off so that I don't have to, flip it out of the way to get to the charge port. So anyway, or my magnetic thing that I've got in the charge port. So anyway, that's the two mods that I make to this. But here's something else to consider, is that all of the Unicorn Beetle Pro cases that I've used in the past with that, again, built-in screen protector, they have a they are a top mount case. The face of the case, it goes around the border of the device, that snaps to the tablet, and then the rear of the case, the rubber and TPU components, that actually clips onto the face of it. It's a two-piece case. So with that in mind, something that I found twice now with Apple devices is that with a glass screen protector installed and using the Unicorn Beetle Pro with that two-piece design, what winds up happening is that it puts too much pressure on the screen of the device. And so one of two things happens, or in one instance I had both actually happen, and that is that the glass screen protector is receiving uneven pressure on the screen protector itself, and as a result, the screen protector actually lifts because it flexes, and so lifts in certain spots, or rather, the pressure of the multi-layer here, the face of the case, and the glass pressing down on the screen, the physical screen. Actually, on an iPad that I had, it actually started squeezing the glue that holds the... I'm sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked here while unpacking all of this. It squeezes the glue out around the perimeter of the display that holds the physical display into the chassis of the tablet, and that was terrifying. So on my iPads, because again, I've never used a Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro on a Samsung device before, but on my iPads, I actually switch over to film-based protectors, because that's just, oh man, you know what? That's just the experience that I've had. It's always been a bad experience with tempered glass. But in my opinion, with iPads, specifically the iPad Pros, a film-based screen protector has always been a better experience with the Apple Pencil anyway, because they use a hard tip, and on the S Pens for Samsung, they actually use a soft tip, and so the glass is a better experience for the soft tip. But something that already gets me about this, I'm taking it apart here, is that the perimeter protection of this is actually a little bit less than I thought it would be. It's always been a little bit beefier on the other ones that I've owned, and so I am thinking this may actually offer the same level of protection the Samsung one does. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to put it on anyway. We'll see. Man, it's like this. I'm just trying to get the front off of this thing, which is what I was talking about. So if you're going to be using this and you also expect to be using your keyboard cover case from time to time, this is going to be a not good experience swapping these over as often as you do, whatever your frequency is. So again, if using the keyboard cover for you is important, this is not the case for you. So this is just like the other Unicorn Beetle Pros that they have. They have this like sort of air cushioned honeycomb sort of setup. There's polycarbonate frame, but it's soft polycarbonate with a TPU. So polycarbonate here and then TPU sort of surround. I will never ever use a solid polycarbonate frame. The same deal as like with an integrated screen protector. You get dust in there, it promotes scratching. So let's go ahead and get this cover off and see how much effort I'm going to have to spend getting. And it's really important. If this is something you do not, like, just go slow, take your time, because you will snap the face. You don't want to do that. Mr. Gerber's going to give me a hand here. Just prying up a corner. This is where the video gets dry. Floss would he would do a scene transition and tell you to talk amongst yourselves. All right, we got it started, and then we just go really slow. It's not really slow. It's coming off a lot easier than I thought it would. My prior experiences. All right, and into the garbage that goes. I just never use them. Just get your own, just a dedicated screen protector for your device. And again, I'll let you know. I won't necessarily be able to tell you in this video, but I will definitely follow up if there are any issues. If you don't see a follow-up at all, then I guess everything is working out wonderfully. But if you see a follow-up video, it's because the same thing that I was describing. There's too much pressure between this top layer and the screen protector and the display itself, and it's causing, bad behavior between the combination of that setup. All right, let's get these screen protector boogers thrown away. Keep getting more of it off. You can fast forward, by the way. Okay, so got all the glue off. Let's go ahead and pop this front cover on and see what we think about it. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like with the front cover on. Okay. And then we just snap this guy back on. Of note, it didn't feel like, again, I'll report back if there's a problem, but it didn't feel like there was too much pressure between the front face and the display and the glass and everything. And when snapping this on, it doesn't, like, it's same deal. It doesn't feel like there's that tremendous amount of pressure. So this might actually be okay. All right, so there we go. Supcase Unicorn Beetle Pro for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. It does a really good job of covering everything. Actually, the front part of the case covers the bezel really, really well, so that's good. And then we got our back, and it's got a stand, as they're known to. It does obviously not offer the same level of versatility as the Samsung case, and again, I don't know, like I almost feel like the Samsung case, like this definitely feels denser. I feel like it's going to do maybe a better job of protection in a drop situation, but day-to-day operation, I think the Samsung case is going to be more than sufficient, assuming we're not talking about drop protection. If we're talking about throw it in a bag and go, yes, I think it does a good job. I will say that both the Samsung case and this guy, the back material is smoother, and so as a result, there's minimal grip there. You could lose it because of the weight of the device. The Samsung one, it actually is a fingerprint magnet. It's really disgusting, but is this matte, soft touch sort of rubberized feel. But because it's that soft touch, it also offers very little friction for holding it like that. So make sure you have a good grip on your device. It's a larger, unwieldy device. This one sliding around my fingers, not as much of a big deal as a fingerprint magnet. That one, I noticed it right away, was a huge deal. So let's go ahead and check our S Pen. I'm assuming no issues. It just pops in. Yeah, just pops right in. Oh, let's pause that before we get a copyright strike. Anyway, so yeah, it looks good. It should be perfectly functional, perfectly fine. Yeah, I guess there isn't really anything else to say other than, hey, hybrid cases are here. Yay, Supcase beat everybody else to the punch as far as major players in the game that I'm aware of. This is the case that's going to live on this device. As I said, even if there is a screen protector issue with the front bezel style, even if that issue exists and turns into a problem, I'll comment back about it, but I'm just going to replace the screen protector. I'm not going to replace the case. Whereas the Samsung case, because it doesn't use a top layer, there's no pressure on that at all, on the screen or bezel or protector or anything at all. So anyway, there we go. Heidi, if you watch this video, which I'm sure you will, I don't think this case is for you. It's going to offer a ton of protection. It's going to allow you to use the device like a tablet, but it's going to take you 10 minutes, each way. I mean, 5 each way to swap between this and the keyboard cover. So yeah, I'll leave it in the packaging. If you want to return it, go ahead and return it. Or yeah, when you get here, just return it. But for everyone else that doesn't care about the keyboard cover as much as they do about the protection and throw it in the bag or media consumption or reading or whatever the case may be, this is a case. This is the case to go with. It's half the price of Samsung's, offers comparable, if not better protection. The only maybe not sure is it might not be compatible with tempered glass screen protectors. And I'll comment back if that's the case. All right, take care, everybody.